Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Welcome, my name is Aiden. I'm so happy that you're here. Today is another roundup of the eyeshadow palettes I wore. I'm really behind though because it's the end of March almost, and I'm just now getting to the February palettes because it's been a crazy month and I just haven't had time to film this yet, and I feel so crazy that I haven't gotten them filmed yet. So I have 8 palettes. I have the Tarte Maneater palette. This is like the original one. They've done a few different versions of it. I had to look it up and I was like, oh, these look very different. I also have a Pat McGrath. This is the Divine Rose Luxe Quad Eternal Eden. So many words. It is just this little one right like this. I have the Too Faced Sugar Cookie, just the little mini palette. My gosh, I'm a mess today. And that's what it looks like. I also have the Hot Cocoa palette, and it looks like this. Then we have the Tarte Don't Quit Your Daydream palette, which looks like this. And I have a Huda Beauty palette. This is the Ruby Obsessions, which is very beautiful. There's also the Amethyst Obsessions. I was going for some reds around Valentine's Day. And then a super old one. This is the Ammo palette from Urban Decay, way back in the day. And that's what that looks like. Yeah, it still has I did not use the little sponge tip applicator, but it is still in there. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on these, seeing if I'm going to declutter any of them, please just keep watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let me know if you've tried any of these palettes and what your thoughts are on them, or if any of them you think I should declutter eventually or after this. Let me know that as well. I'm going to go from my least favorite to my favorite, or kind of the ones that I feel like worked the best to the ones that worked the least to work the best. There we go. Words, they help. So we have Maneater. This is going to be in 8th place. This one is okay. It's kind of a good color palette for work. What I put is, I said it muddies, which is a problem with those mattes when they muddy. Has a couple of good shades. The shimmers are mid. So this one, like these were the ones that muddied the most. This shimmer is okay. The highlighter slash shimmer is okay. I kind of liked these two, and those were the only two that I really enjoyed. So I think I will end up decluttering this palette. I mean, you could barely see a couple of those shades. You can see the shimmers. They're looking pretty good on my hand right at the moment. But my hand is well moisturized, which I think really helped these show up pretty well. So not my favorite. I do like the Tarte formula. It still has a little bit of that vanilla kind of a scent to it. But I think I just bought this because I was buying into the hype. I was trying to get all of the palettes that were this size at one point. I don't know why. Like crazy, right? And I think it was on sale, and that's why I ended up getting it. So it's not my favorite palette. I think I will end up decluttering this one just because I have so many palettes, and there are ones that I'd rather wear or that I feel like I'm going to get more use out of. So Tarte Maneater is in last place. All right, second to last is going to be this Too Faced Sugar Cookie. I can't bear to get rid of this. I just love these little tin packages so much, so this is not being decluttered, even though it does have some issues. So I said it has some nicest mattes. The shimmers are not great, and there was a lot of fallout. So I do like the color of this one. Like, it's a really nice bright shimmer, but there was a lot of fallout throughout, both with the shimmers and with the mattes. I like this color matte. So, you know, there's a couple nice shades in here. Like that one's nice that I would wear and I will like, but I don't think it's a very good performing palette. And it's been that way since I got it. It's never been a great palette. Too Faced has been really up and down with their quality lately, and it's really showing, unfortunately. So yeah, this one is definitely being decluttered, or it's staying, but it's one that I definitely would not recommend getting because it's just not great. All right, in 6th place we have the Too Faced Hot Chocolate, or You're So Hot palette. I wanted to love this palette. It's a little dark for me. That's part of the issue with it. I also wrote, what did I write about it? Where is it? It has some nice shades. The mattes and shimmers are just okay. It's not fantastic. The shimmers do have a little bit of fallout with them. I found that like there's some fallout with this shade especially. So they worked better. I feel like it's a step up from the Sugar Cookie. That's why I'm putting it higher, even though I like the color story of the Sugar Cookie a little bit more. These are a little dark toned for my personal preferences, being so pale as I am. But I feel like the quality is just a little bit better, but it's not great. This is not like the old school chocolate bar or peach palette quality. It's not quite there, but it's an okay palette. It's, once again, one that if you like the colors, I would say you could get it, but it's not one that you should feel bad about missing out on. I know a lot of these are older palettes and not available, but it's not one that I love. And once again, I'm keeping it because I'm keeping all of these. I do not have all of them because they put out some really, they put out some ones that I felt like were just really not classy. Like, these are cute, but then they did like that kitty likes to scratch, and I was like, I just don't even like the packaging on it or anything. I didn't feel like it was cute or anything. So I will be keeping the ones that I have, but I won't be buying any more. Famous last words, right? I'm going to try not to buy any more. All right, next up we have the Ammo palette by Urban Decay. This one, the quality is there. Like, this is an older palette, but man, these shimmers still, I want to say slap, but I feel a little silly saying that because that's youngin' slang. But they're so good. Like, they still have so much of a presence. The reason I'm putting it in the middle, though, at number 5 is because it's all shimmers. It is an all shimmer palette. You have some awesome shades in there, though. I love Mildew. I love Maui Wowie and Sin, and just so many good ones. The only one that is not great is this one that's Grifter, this light purple. It's a different formula than the rest. It's a little bit more powdery. It's more of a matte, but the other shimmers in here, oh my gosh, are so good. I guess it's similar to the black as well. I don't use the black very much, the oil slick, but I was like, wow, all of these are fantastic. If you want to mix this with another palette, like a matte palette that you have, and you just want a pop of color, this would be so good for that. They did fantastic. Like, bring back this quality, Urban Decay. Bring back ones that have a punch to them, that have a presence, that are just really pretty, and that feel cohesive. Like, even though these are all shimmers, like, it just feels like a cohesive color story. Like, I get what's going on with it, and I feel like I can do stuff with all of these at different points. So I do really love this one. I think it's really good. This is one that I would say has stood the test of time. All right, next up we have Tarte Don't Quit Your Daydream. This is a really nice palette. I've gotten quite a bit of use with it over the years. I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but there are some dents in there. I feel like I've gotten quite a bit of use out of this one anyway. So there are a lot of light shades in here, but there's a couple darker shades too. So I feel like if you are a light-skinned gal like me and you are looking for something that's just kind of like a basic for work, it's not going to be a lot of punch to it. Like, the mattes are pretty lackluster. Like, you have to build them up. I swatched pretty heavily when I swatched. So I said good colors for work. Works okay. It's a little old, but it lasts pretty well. I do like the 2 shimmers here in the middle. Those are very nice. So I like this one. I will be keeping this one. I don't think I would necessarily recommend it for everyone. Tarte had some good quality back in the day, but I think that they've improved their formula from what I've heard anyway. And hopefully they'll come up with some more things. I'm really excited. Like, the Too Faced has a couple new palettes that are small, and I feel like those look really promising and kind of remind me of this in a lot of ways. Getting up there in 3rd spot, I'm putting the the Ruby palette from Huda Beauty, so the Ruby Obsessions. This one, I said it's a lot. Maybe too much by itself. It does work fairly well. There are some pretty colors in there. Luckily, like, these 2 mattes here, you can really build them up if you want a more like in your face look, but they can you can go in with a light hand on those two and they will build up, and you can kind of control them a little bit. It is a lot. I did have very bold looks the days that I wore them. The one day that I did a little lighter hand, I felt more comfortable. I felt a little overwhelmed with that full-on bold look the one day, so probably not for me. But I think there's some nice colors in here to work with, to supplement another palette with. So I do like it. I'm not going to get rid of any of my Obsessions palettes, but it is a lot. It's a lot. All right, in second place, we're going to put the Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions. This one is, once again, quite a bit. There's a lot in here. It's not quite as in your face as the Ruby, I feel. I wish it had more mattes, though, because it does have 6 shimmers and 3 mattes. Like, just one more matte would have helped, I think, a little bit. It's pretty. There are some really pretty colors in here. I can make it work. Here's what it looks like. There are, like, this one is fairly light. That's this one down here. So you can build up the mattes. The shimmers have such a presence, and they're very pretty. That's probably my favorite part of this palette is the shimmers, especially like this light one here and then this one up here. I do think those are very, very pretty. It's a lot, though. If you really have to like purple to really get your money's worth with this palette. And I would probably in the future use it with other palettes instead of just by itself, but it's really pretty, and I do like it, and I'm keeping it. Like, so far I'm only decluttering one of these, but it's a lot. All right, finally in first place is going to be the Pat McGrath Quad in Eternal Eden. I picked this one up from Ipsy. It was an Ipsy deal. It is very pretty. The colors are very saturated. There's a lot of punch with them. It can be a little too much in all honesty, but I do really like it. The pink is a little pink, and it did have some fallout. I had to blow quite a bit of fallout off as I was swatching them. So be a little careful. Go in with a light hand, build it up. The shimmers, though, oh, I am in love with the shimmers. I really love this formula of shimmers that she has in this one. So yes, this is definitely one. If you find it for a good deal, I think I paid between $12 and $18 for this one. It's worth it. Whatever the ritual price is, $50, $60. No. But 12 to 18, it's worth it. It was a good one. So this is my number one pick for the month. So that's it for my palette roundup. Let me know if you've tried any of these palettes, what your thoughts are, if you would have put them in a different order, if there's one color story that calls to you more than another. Let me know down below. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to talk to you. And I can't wait to talk to you next time. Bye.